This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we are going to continue on. We have another Joe Rogan rule, as we have gone over the last period of time, last week and a bit, couple of days. And we're going to move on to rule number 7, I believe. It is number 7, which is a bit straight to the point. Number 7 is get over your past. Isn't that, fuck, it's good. Get over your past. Now, this can sometimes be a challenging concept to some people, and really personally challenging in many different ways, to get over your past, because a lot of people hold on to their past, right? Like their past is like, well, that's how I've always been, right? And so that's the right thing to do, right? And they're grabbing the rules that they grew up with that helped shape them as a person to this moment, and projecting it into the current moment and the future. And then they go, isn't that what we're meant to be doing? The thing is no, because we're not meant to be behaving or meant to be anyway. Like, that's the first thing. Hey, we just want to be able to see is that we're not meant to be anyway. The way that we behave in this world is not the right way, not the wrong way. There is no right and wrong way. It's just the fucking world unfolding as a process. That's all there is. So there is no right and wrong. I mean, I know we're at this sort of space yet again, but too often we hold on to the past, and that past really, rather than keeping it there as an option, that the lessons that we learned in the past is now an option for how I may behave in this moment, or how I make meaning of this situation or whatever. It sits there as like the map that I use to make meaning, the map that I use to choose my behavior in this moment. The thing about it, though, is that if we're constantly making decisions based off the past, then we're not allowing our mature self to behave in the moment. We're not allowing ourselves to really show up today and step into who we are in this moment. We're actually holding on to who we were back in the day when we were maybe acting out of fear. I mean, like, so much of this comes back to safety and security and behaving in a way that made me feel safe or loved when I was younger. And a lot of the time, those things that we're still holding on to are fucking ruining those things for us now. They're pushing away love, right? They're pushing away safety. They're pushing away all the things that they once used to try and protect me from or give me, right? And so just saying yes to my parents all the fucking time makes me a yes person. And that means that I was loved. However, now that I'm an adult, I'm looking for love, and I'm just not getting it from anyone, no matter how many times I say yes. And I don't understand why. It's like, well, there's no there's no maybe, there's no I'll wait until I'm ready to make a decision. There's none of that. There's just yes. You've only got one way to hold it, because that's your past. That's how you grew up, so to speak. But this could be used for any example. But the thing about it is, like, and this is the thing, get over your past. It doesn't mean get rid of your past, ignore your past. It means get over it. Don't let it dictate the way that you make decisions today. If you're pushing, you're the type of person, and if you listen to this podcast, my guess is that there's a part of you that is, if not all of you, that wants to fucking find out your potential. And what does that path, that unknown, scary path of growth and uncomfortableness and everything, what does it have for you, right? Then to go down there, majority of the time, you gotta let go of the past. Stop letting the past fears come and ruin the moment for you. It's not helping you anymore, right? It used to at some stage. It used to give you what you want, or at least what you thought you want, but it's not doing it anymore. And so this whole, I suppose, rule is that the more that we can get over our past and let ourselves make a decision that's in the moment, that's based on our own personal growth, our potential, what's important to us, and what's going to help us grow long term. What like move into the that scared sensation, not danger, not like my life's in danger, none of that. Just this, whatever's fearful for me, to move into that, to lean into it, right? Otherwise, we play hide and seek, except nothing's seeking us, right? Because if we're hiding, nothing's going to come find us. And so this, I don't know, this thought, this memory, this thinking that we have come up for us that allows us to continue to play small because of the past, or run because of the past, or push people away because of the past, whatever it may be, is the fucking past. It's past. It's not here. Unless you bring it here. That's why it's called the past. Right? It's like when a car drives past us. It's done. It's gone. You don't have to make a decision based on that car again. Right? If you're going to cross the road and the car drives past, you know, like, that car might come back. I can't cross the road. The car is passed. It's time to cross. There might be a new car. There might be a new challenge. But that is past, and that's why it's called the past. Have I spent enough time on that yet? The problem is that we keep bringing it up, but we bring it up in our minds. It's not actually happening, right? Or we look for it. See, there was another car. Of course there was a fucking another car. Life's full of challenges, right? But at some point you got to go. At some point you got to move into the unknown, into the vulnerableness, into that empty space where there's no certainty. That is where you are going to grow. You do not grow holding on to your past and waiting for certainty on everything. That is where you shrink. That is where you go to die. Metaphorically, I'm not sure about physically, hopefully not, but I'm sure you get the point. So, in all of this, we let the past be there so we can learn lessons, so they can give us a reference point to help us make decisions in the present for the future. But at some point, we got to stop letting the past make decisions for us, rather than using it as a reference guide, using it as, okay, well, you know, this has happened before, or this has happened then, or I've seen this happen a couple of times, or whatever the case might be. But that's then. It doesn't mean it's going to happen again. I mean, otherwise the world would never fucking change. We would never have had electricity. We would never had any sort of growth, development, Western world, all that sort of stuff. We wouldn't have flown anywhere. We wouldn't be listening to podcasts if we all just operated from the past. So, at some point, for each and every one of us, if we truly want to be able to move forward and lean into our potential and find what's on offer for us and how we can contribute, then all of the fears, all of the things, the parts of ourselves that, like, I don't know why I'm stopping. It's like, because you're stopping. There is fear. There is all this sort of makeup. And there's an interesting post that I saw pop up the other day that I'll share with that over the coming weeks. It's got some really interesting sort of things to pull apart. But at the core of it all, it's looking at and realizing that when we have cells in our body tell us stop, people go, it's intuition, you know, you don't go down that path. It's not always the case. And by the way, intuition isn't some sort of amazing intelligence all the time. A lot of the time it's just references from the past that we're bringing to the current moment. This reminds me, whatever the situation is, reminds me of the past. Oh, my intuition says not to do it. Okay. Maybe. Or maybe you do. Intuition is simply just a reference of the past brought to the current moment. It's very strong, yes, but not always right, funnily enough. Anyway, team, on that note, my biggest offer for you is, of course, get over your past. My other biggest offer for you is to jump on the Red Pill Project. I've still got one spot left. We're starting next week, and it's a 10-week program. Now, during this 10-week program, you'll have access to a whole range of things. I've put the notes up in the Mood Prep community. So online on Facebook, if you want to jump on the Mood Prep community to find out more. And that's starting literally on, I think it's the 14th of July, and it'll go through basically up until the I have the Mood Prep live seminar, which is coming up at the end of September. But in the Mood Prep project, I'm doing it at a much reduced price with really good English for this 10 weeks, and that price will pretty much double afterwards. The course will involve, it's a 3-hour direction session to begin with. We have 5 fortnightly webinar lessons on everything from personality types, stages of consciousness, levels of awareness, very interesting one, archetypes, shadows, and self-actualization, one that I don't talk too much about in my other webinars and on this, but a little bit, but I'm going to go into depth with all that, and thinking patterns, which is another thing for meta programs, which we have 60 of. We have heaps to pull apart. And then we get 10 one-on-one weekly coaching sessions, which is literally coaching. Somebody asked, but yes, we do that online mostly. Otherwise, if you're in Canberra, or happy to travel each week, but otherwise we do that online on video. And then we have a ticket for Mood Prep Live, the roundtable talks. There's an online course, personally signed Mind Yourself book, or Minding Yourself rather, which is coming out at the end of this year, start of next. And then a 6-month check-in, as well as an access to a 4-part training video series for ethical business and sales and integrated health IQ, coaching leadership, understanding anxiety. And then you get access to the weekly roundtable webinars. There's a lot in there, basically. But if you want to find out more, by all means, please check it out in the Mood Prep community. Hit me up on Instagram at DDNix. Find me on Facebook under Dave Nixon. But team, that's me done for today. I'm out. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, to be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.